Where the chicks is thicker. Reppin' for the team, that's the pinche Houston sippers. She don't want your liquor, she don't want your chipper. She poppin' for a legend, that's a real masa flipper. This is for la raza, this is for la raza. We in this motherfucker sweating. It's the hot box freestyle. You know I slang them hot rocks. My boy Rob, he in this bitch being techie. Mad wires freestyling. Okay, it didn't rhyme at the end, but you know I'm a little rusty. Welcome to another episode of the What Did He Said podcast, episode number.
I believe it's gonna be 44.
We doing so many, we losing track.
It's true.
I'm your host Chingo Bling with the big tamarindo. Give it up for my co-host
Marisol.
And Robert Garza.
Robert has a microphone today, but on the next episode we're about to record, you finna be assed out. That's for the guests, because I forgot to get a cable. I was too busy watching that fucking show on YouTube, Bada Boom Infieles. It's a fucking show in Tijuana.
Oh my God, bro. So our babysitter loves to watch these YouTube videos. So she doesn't like TV. She's straight YouTube, okay? Yeah.
She's like, fuck Telemundo, fuck Univision.
She's all about YouTube.
Puro pinche YouTube aquí.
Two things she loves to watch. People finding out that they're cheating and people falling or crashing.
Hurting themselves.
Yes.
It's like viral. Like what used to be America's Funniest Home Videos is now a fucking hour-long compilation of white people trying to skateboard. And
wait, yesterday she told me, she's like, the brain, she goes, our brain is so powerful. Like the way, you know, you can avoid pain. It'll be just like our mind is just strong as fuck. And I was like, okay, where's she going with this, you know?
Where's this coming from?
Yeah. And I said, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very powerful. She's like, because I just saw a video of this man who pulled a truck with his nuts.
That's what we paying you to watch?
I said, what? She goes, yeah, he was tugging. She goes, I mean, it's just powerful. And she goes, then I saw another one. They were using a like little wood, almost like a paddle, I guess. And they were just paddling
the nuts.
Like,
and this is on YouTube.
On YouTube, like the penis and the nuts. She goes, and he didn't flinch not once. He goes, man.
And she said, wow, humans are resilient.
And then she was like, I was really impressed.
For the human race.
And I was like, you were really impressed by that? Okay. She's like, it's crazy. She's like, it's crazy because it's such a sensitive area. And I was like,
yo, but the best one is the Cheaters type show. I think it's called something Infieles. It's filmed on location in Tijuana. Have you seen this shit?
I have.
You have?
So it's like this young chick, right? And she's going around with her camera crew, and she has her microphone with the logo, and she's just bombarding couples that are just sitting there having fucking ceviche and tostadas, and like, you know, they look happy and love. They're just like, hola chicos, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo te hago? Manuel. Y tú? Oh, Luisa, or whatever the person's name is. She's like, so how long y'all been together? Y'all in love? And everything looks normal. She's like, I'm gonna give you 300 pesos or whatever, like $10.
No, at first they thought it was 100 pesos, and they're
which is like
not even $10.
Not even. It's like 50 cents. And basically what she's trying to do is, she's like, let me go through your phone. Let me just go through your text messages for X amount. And sometimes they'll agree, right? Every episode. And it'll be like the girl first. Oh, sí, pues yo no tengo nada de esconder. Because she eggs them on. She's like, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about. So they take the money. I guess they sign the release form.
So yeah, so they'll do like 100 pesos for messages, another 100 for WhatsApp, another 100 for Facebook Messenger.
But that's later.
That's like as they keep going, she keeps increasing the money.
She'll be like, oh, I got another 500 pesos if I can go through your Facebook inbox and shit like that. So what happens is this. She'll hit like the girl up first, and the guy is like, yeah, I do want to see this. Like, yeah, baby, like if you have nothing to hide, like shit, take the money. Like, why wouldn't you want to do this? So boom, the girl starts, sometimes they find shit, sometimes they don't. And it's like, ay, mira, y te mandó foto, te mandó dick pic. And say, ay, pero yo no se lo pedí, I didn't ask for it. And they have excuses like, y Manuel, ¿quién es? Oh, amigo del trabajo, a friend from work. And who the fuck is this guy? It's like, and the dude's just like, damn, bitch, you got a lot of friends. Like, what the fuck?
And then they switched it on him.
And then they don't want to play no more. No, yo no tengo necesidad. 100 pesos. Chingue tu madre. And the dude's like, nah, ya vámonos. And they usually try to use it as an excuse that I'm just mad because of all these dudes she's hollering at, and let's just go home because we got something to clear up. They're like, okay, well, if you have nothing to hide, let's go through your shit. He's like, I don't need money. And then it's like worse. Like, bro, you're doing way worse shit.
Oh my God.
One girl, they'd been together for 3 years, right? And the guy, like, nothing was on his phone, so he was clean. So, he was like, I'm cool. Then it went to her, right? 3 years. And this guy was trying to holler at her. And I guess you can send voice messages on WhatsApp, like talk into it, I guess, like how you can do on an iPhone. Anyway, so some guy was sending her a message, and she was acting like she didn't want the messages. So he replied to him, and he was like, "Chúpame la, you know what, la verga," and this and that.
Oh my God.
And so he was talking like that, right? So she was like, "Oh, so who are these messages?"
I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap, young lady.
So then he's like, no, I knew about those. I was the one replying because this guy wouldn't stop harassing her. She's like, the girl's like, the host is like, but why does he have her phone number to begin with? You know what I'm saying? To be sending those messages if she didn't want those messages,
Like, wow.
Anyway, he ignores that, right? So he's like, yeah. So then it gets to one of the messages, and she's like, disculpa que no te respondí porque estaba ocupado, pero anoche me la pasé súper. Eres de lo mejor en la cama. Yeah. So she's like, what? And then he tells her, babe.
That's why sometimes you can't give him the full D, bro.
Of course.
You got it like mid D.
100%.
Oh
So what happened?
So anyway, so the boyfriend's like, wait, who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? What's that about?
Ay, es mi primo.
I thought
Así jugamos.
I thought you went out last night with your mom and your sister. And she's like, well, I asked you if you wanted to come. You didn't want to come. She's like, no. You're missing the point. You said you were going with your mom and your sister. You didn't go with your mom. And she goes, pues te dije que vinieras conmigo y tú no quisiste. And so basically she had a one-night stand. This guy she was trying to holler at him. He was hitting her back for another booty call so they could meet up.
Because he hit the back part. He hit the back left corner of that motherfucker. And she wasn't used to all
that. Boyfriend was mad. So then she gets mad at the host and she's like, pinche puta, fue tu culpa. And she goes, ay, no fue mi culpa. Tú eres la que te andas acostando con alguien cuando recién lo conoces.
And that's when the bouncers come out.
And it's hilarious because she's like, it's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? They're mad at her when she was the one. This other guy called her all kind of names. Called the host all kind of names.
Pinche hija, no estás feliz, no quieres ver nadie más feliz.
Yeah.
Pinche hija puta.
She goes, no, yo estoy feliz.
And it's 2 cameras. So one of the cameras is like panning to the action.
Yeah.
And you see like the other guy holding the mic and shit. And even though they're like regular people off the street, they're characters, and it's like reality show drama because the dudes, the way they react, like there was a skinny guy, they're like hanging out at the park, and he was all like, like he got really mad, and then sometimes the guys get hit, like they get beat up by the girls, they're like, pinche pendejo, idiota, por qué? And it's like, oh shit, this shit's getting good. This dude's getting like fucking.
And we sat there yesterday and watched I don't know how many till finally he said, I'm getting up. And he just got up and like went and got something to eat because like I guess he realized he'd been sitting there for
sometimes you get stuck in a loop for sure
in a minute, watching it. But after when the baby falls asleep, she'll I guess watch that. I mean, she hooks up. She does other stuff around the house. I ain't gonna dog her.
But so when the baby's asleep and she has a chance to put on her little background music or whatever. But
is that on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. There's a whole nother corner of YouTube I wasn't even familiar with.
Dude, I find that out every day.
Like, it's crazy because
it's like another neighborhood in YouTube. Yeah. Like, damn, I never seen this part.
She's like all about it. She's like, no has visto, blah, 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 blah. El otro día estaba viendo, and I'm like, wow. Like, I don't really honestly get on YouTube unless I want to know something or I really want to, or I want to really watch a music video I heard someone said.
Like if I need a tutorial, if I got to fix, because I'm handy.
Change the light bulb and stuff.
Oh my God. Rob.
If y'all need a plumber.
Let me tell you something.
If you need a mechanic.
I totally have been very impressed with Chingo lately.
If you need a handyman.
Let me tell you.
You need a handyman in the bedroom.
Not only did he change the light bulb on our front light.
Headlamp, baby. That's a headlamp. The Honda CRVs 2015 and up. You don't forget to grease the bulb, because you're going to get all that dirt and chingaderas and the jale.
Okay.
True.
So He
Grease the
changed
bulb.
the bulb by himself. I was very nervous for him. And first I said, bring the car back.
You know, 'cause I got soft hands.
I said, I will take it because usually the guys are really nice at AutoZone or any of those places. And
Yeah.
I'll be like,
'Cause you
oh,
thick.
can you please put it on for me? Because I don't. Okay.
That's usually what I do. I don't know how.
So I'll usually will do that and they'll be nice enough to do it. So I was like, just bring the car back. I'll go do it. You know, they'll do it for me. He's like, no, I'm already here. Let me do it. And I was like, all right, you're not going to know how to do it, but okay. So he comes back. He goes,
You have
our
no
light-
faith. And I dropped the keys on the floor. I said, do what you do.
He had the light on. I couldn't believe it. So now we have this like new lights. It's amazing.
Now I'm
you
like,
know?
good thing we got both headlights. Click, click.
Yeah. Here we go. It gets even better, Rob.
Oh shit.
So our toilet was tripping.
Somebody put baby wipes down the toilet.
It's not baby wipes. It's regular booty wipes that are flushable, but he says that they're not flushable.
Those are dangerous. We're talking about
booty
this.
wipes. Keep them out your toilet. This is a public service announcement. Chingo Bling here. I know you're wondering where I've been. Where's the new music? Where's the new album? I'm here to educate you about plumbing.
Well, let me tell you something.
Vanilla Ice.
Next,
is
he
here
comes
with
out of the shower and he's like, "Where's the
plunger?
Where's the plunger?" And I said, "In the little closet that we have over there." He's like, "Okay." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Long story."
Long story. Slow carb diet.
I was like,
It's a lot of fiber in there.
okay.
You know, it's buku beans.
So then he's like, "You can't use the restroom."
Don't
and I
go
was
in
like,
there.
"Don't go in there." I was like, "What?"
Get
I was like, "Gross. What happened?" He's like, "Look,
It's not overflowing.
It's not overflowing." He
I'ma
just starts
fix it.
telling, "I'm gonna fix it." I'm like, "No, should I just call a plumber? Like, let me just call a plumber." He's like, "No, we got it."
I said, listen,
So-
woman, I'm the goddamn plumber at this premises.
He went to Home Depot and bought some stuff, right? Meanwhile, he's watching a plumber.
First, I was taking wire hangers from out the closet
Because he was
straightening
watching
them
a
out.
plumber's tutorial on how you can do
troubleshoot.
it, troubleshooting,
Right.
right?
Like-
So he troubleshooted the
They,
toilet
like,
first.
put palm olive, a whole bunch of palm olive, like Dawn, you know, and then hit it with some, you know, lukewarm hot water,
and
that's
then,
gonna lubricate.
And then you got the hanger.
and then I hit it with the hanger.
You didn't have a snake, so you got the hanger.
I had a protocol.
So that didn't
Then
work.
I bought the wrong snake.
So then that's it. He went 2 times to Home Depot. That was what's even more impressive. He's like,
No receipt.
he comes back and he's like, I bought the wrong snake. I was
Because it
like,
said,
what?
I didn't see the ones that were for like toilets. Apparently, I bought one that was just for tubs and
Drains.
So I was like,
sinks
what
and-
now? Mind you, that morning I had just texted sister, hey, do you have a plumber we can use, like one of your plumbers? And then she's like,
In case this dude can't figure it
and
out.
so he gives me the number.
No faith.
And then he texts me and he says, yeah, you should probably call the plumber. Can you do that? I was feeding the baby, so I hadn't had a chance to do that. But then he comes home.
Then I got inspired.
And then he comes home with the right tools.
I've been thinking.
And he fixes the freaking toilet.
I
Rob.
conquered that hoe.
Here's the best part, ladies. Here's the best part. Not only did he unplug the toilet,
Come on.
right?
Come on.
But then he got cleaning supplies
Testify.
and cleaned the toilet.
Don't miss your
after.
blessing, boo-boo. Don't miss your blessing.
What?
I
So
said,
even
you know
though
what?
your man may not seem handy, in the beginning, you gotta stand by your man, have vision, have faith, and hopefully he could get on YouTube and turn a new leaf. I am a changed man. I'm here to tell y'all I'm handy, goddammit. I see all kinds of little things wrong on this property. I got a little to-do list.
And
I
he's gonna do it.
And I get
Now
a
he
little,
thinks he
I
can
get a little
fix
back rub
everything.
coupon every time I get something done.
He does. He does get a
I said, where's my coupon?
I was very proud
I'm
of
trying to
him.
work up to a coochie coupon. Right now it's just back rub coupon.
We should let people know that by the time this one drops, maybe we should visit back 2 episodes in your mind when Marisol's like, he's loving, he does this, he does
He's
that.
not handy.
He's not, but then
you
2
play that
episodes
part.
later.
You play that part back in black and white.
yeah.
That's the flashback, the montage, right? And then you cut to this, and the guys listening, the girls gonna be like, "You got to step your shit up."
Yeah.
is what they're gonna be saying.
No, and you know what's crazy is, but back then, you know, it was just my mom and I, right? So a lot of the times, I had to be the handy person.
She over there
right?
changing boilers.
So I'm like up
Putting out
there
transmissions.
trying to fix the boiler.
Fuck, it's the
Mom's like,
carburetor.
damn, you know. And so then it's kind of like, well, you know, my dad passed, so we don't have the other person, you know. But usually, how my mom would do it would be like, my dad's super handy,
Well,
right?
that's big shoes to fill.
For sure.
So like huge handyman could look at something. If my dad were living, he would have done this place like in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that the people who did it didn't, but you know what I'm saying? Like it would have been like,
Knocked out.
Yeah, knocked out. Anyway, so my mom would be like, hey, do you think you can ask your dad to come? And I used to get mad. I'd be like,
they were divorced already?
Yeah, because they were divorced. I'd be like, why don't you pay somebody? My dad ain't your free, you know what I'm saying? Come do something. He's like, I know, but he'll do it for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then I would just ask my dad, how do you blah, 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 blah. And then he would tell me how, you know what I'm saying? Then I would start doing it. Well, my dad passed and then I had to start figuring shit out on my own. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the boiler, the little flame kept going out. So then I was up there having to like go in there. It was the old school kind with the lighter and like a match and like trying to turn the boiler on. You got to follow specific directions. It's got to click these many times before you put anyway.
And was it in an attic?
It's in the attic.
Oh, that's a bitch.
That's a bitch.
And I'm
paying.
walking
I'm
on a
paying.
little ledge, okay? On a little ledge. I'm like
remember.
crawling
Yeah.
like this.
Fuck that.
So my mom would be like, Gorda, are you okay? But from the bottom. She ain't up there with me. She's at the bottom asking me, are you okay? And it's stuff like that. Like when the car's weird, I'm the first to say,
That don't
did
sound right.
Did you notice that the car, blah, blah, blah? You'd be like, no.
She's like, you didn't feel that rumble on
You
the right
didn't-
side? I'm
yeah.
like, nah, I'm
No,
listening to
I'm
the
like,
own business.
I was like, no, there's
I'm
something.
driving.
There's something even with his old car. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, you really should go take this in. I said, it's shaking. You know what I'm saying? You probably need to. It's your brakes. You
Got
know?
me sounding like I fell off on the podcast.
I know, right? Turn
It's like,
it
man, that was
around
my
on
little
you.
gas car, man. You know, I'm not trying to flex.
You know, so it was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I've had to do it on my own.
I
So
got enough money to buy 80 of these cars.
yeah, you did. You do.
like in Boys in the Hood, when they're kids. I don't know if you remember. You might be too young, Rob.
Too young.
They're playing with the football, the young version of the kids, and the big bullies in the neighborhood. They like take it from them, from Doughboy and them.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, man, give me this football back, dog. It's like, man, fuck this ball. I got enough money to buy 80 footballs. And he goes up. I was like, damn, he can buy 80 of them bitches.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the reason I've had to like. I know how to do certain stuff. It's
Yeah.
because it was just my mom and I.
Well, let me see if you know how to put an AC in this
So
bitch.
now, I probably could if I watch a tutorial. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I feel we can do things like, and he'll be like, nah, let's just call somebody. I don't want to mess with it.
It depends. It depends on what it is. But the moral of the story is this.
He's got it now.
It has set off a domino effect of confidence in my life.
Ooh, I'm noticing it. He noticed the fence earlier just before we came in here.
I was like, oh, yeah, I'm making coffee and I'm chit-chatting with Rob and I look out the window. I was like, damn, that lady's fence, man. It's them vines, man. It's too much moisture up under the wood. And, I'm going to have to go get that shit recalibrated. But no, like for real, I wrote in my little journal. I was like, it feels good to like have the patience, at my age, to just sit there for 10 minutes and try and figure this shit out and take my ass to Home Depot. Because trust me, for the past however long, 15, damn near going on 20 years, I've just been one mind track, not a lot of balance in my life. It's just like, just pay somebody to do it. I'm trying to figure out this puzzle of the show business and, working on a career and thinking of ideas and let's make content and how's the tour coming, all that type of shit. What's up with the album? And now it's like, okay, it's just I'm at a different pace. It's like a different chapter.
You breathe a little easier.
I got a little beady one to where she's going to grow up and she's going to know a whole nother version of her dad. She might be like, I cannot believe my dad used to be impatient, wasn't handy,
I think the nanny said something about you being patient. And I said, who?
She said, I'm very patient.
Yeah, she said something. Remember, you were standing right there, and I turned around. I'm like, who? I thought, me?
Él? It turned into an episode of the fucking Infieles and shit. I know.
And I said, he's not very patient. I was like, and then he told me, he's like, no, had you met me a couple of years ago? He's like, it was like really bad.
Horrible.
Why?
It's just, I'm just wired that way. I don't know if it's like narcissism. I don't know if I'm just like, I don't know if it's a little bit like self-centered, impatient, ADHD. Like I said, it goes back to the no balance to where it's just like, I'm not fucking with this. This is inconvenient. Like, and another thing too is like, always trying to create new. So you get bored, almost like an entrepreneur, like a hustler.
For sure.
It's like, oh, I want to put out my own aminos. And it's like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's do the research.
Yeah.
Let's get the game plan. What flavor? What's the packaging? What's the marketing? Hire the right art guy to do the packaging. What's up with distribution? How are we going to market this thing? And then it's like, okay, I got it up and running. All right, what's the next thing?
Right.
So if there's any type of mess or residue left from an idea, it's like, it's a lot funner to go create and make and be an artist.
Yeah.
It's a lot funner to go and just, what's the next thing? You know, let's make some hoodies with like this, that, and the other. Or these are probably bad examples, but
No, those are good examples. Those are good examples.
what I'm saying is I enjoy, like the reason I got into art and show business. Yeah, the reason I got into art and show business is I like to move on, keep it fun, be creative, and not necessarily have to deal with, hey man, you know you got this storage unit of these old props and wardrobes. I know you're not doing these green screen videos every day anymore. So what's going to happen with all those bins? Fuck, I don't know. Can we pay somebody to go organize it? Like maybe someone could go donate. I don't want to have to think about it. Right. So it's kind of a bad habit.
Yeah, so that's why my sister, shout out to my sister, who spent her
Cynthia,
entire Saturday.
AKA at Hazel_Artemis.
Go check her out. And she's single right now, so any guys who are single,
only if you're loyal and you fiel.
You
gotta give up the cell phone password.
Yeah. And anyway, she had just come back from a business trip, right? And then I'm like, hey, so what are you doing Saturday? Because she's like, do you want to hang out? Because she hadn't seen us, you know. And I said, well, I'm kind of busy Saturday. I really could use some help. And I'm like, she's like, well, what's going on? So she volunteered to go help, not knowing how bad this storage unit is, okay?
One of the storage units.
Really
so she thought, oh, how bad could this storage be? We're going to knock it out. And
she probably thought it's probably like a couple of chairs, maybe like like a nightstand, some little coffee table.
And I opened it and she goes, what the fuck? And I said, I know. I was like, listen, we're only going to work on the left side. When Pete gets back, he and I will come knock out the right side. So it was funny because she helped me like organize the entire left side. So I know now, like, you know, the cords that we're talking about, we need these cords.
Yeah, you know where they are.
I told him, I said, I know exactly where they are. Nice. They're in a specific bin. Don't worry about it. Like, let's go get them. Same thing with like, we need something for the photo shoot, like these boots that I'm thinking he needs. I know exactly where they are because now they're organized in a bin. Don't ask me what's on the right side because I have zero idea what's on the right side.
Dude, there's like speakers.
There's a bench, like a what do you call it?
A bench press.
In there that's taking a lot of room. So we need to sell that.
Yeah.
So that needs to be taken out. But long story short, my poor sister spent her entire Saturday. We started at 11 a.m. Okay, and we finished at 4:45 p.m.
Little sister, big sister.
My little sister.
Shout out little sister.
But she's like way taller than me. Oh. Yeah. So, and the poor nanny, the babysitter, I said, hey, can you come in for a couple of hours? And I said, I shouldn't be more than, I said, you should be done by 2 p.m. Don't worry about it. She goes, oh, okay. I said, so, you know, just real quick, I just need to go do this. It's not going to take me long.
Little storage unit.
I told her, I didn't think it was going to take me more than 2 hours. Okay. I really didn't think. And then I'm texting her.
To do half of one unit.
Half of one unit. And I just text her and I said, I didn't want her to think like, look at her calling me in on a Saturday.
But you threw away a bunch of shit?
She took a lot of shit. So I gave her my sister's SUV. Was full of shit because she'll go sell it at the flea market. Yeah. You know, so for her, it's like, yes, give me whatever you want to give me. So she took a whole SUV full of stuff.
That's funny.
And so they kept whatever they wanted for themselves. They sold whatever, you know. I gave her the bean bags that we used to have at the old podcast studio.
Damn, those would have been great for sound in the corner.
You're right.
Man, I'm sorry. I was just trying to get rid of stuff.
I don't want it cluttered in here.
So, you know, it was great. I appreciate it. But anyway,
a bean bag would have been ideal.
Well, since this is supposed to be like a Q&A episode.
Yeah, let's go into the Q&A.
Sorry. That was actually a good segue. You were talking about, so I'll start off with a personal question, and then I'll go into all the ones we have on Instagram.
Perfect.
But night owl versus morning person. I was having this discussion with somebody just the other day. Like, are you the type of person who, like, you hear people, I get up early and I drink my coffee and I write and I clear my mind and I meditate. And then you hear the people like at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning is when I hit the muse. You know, I start getting real creative. Which one would you say you are?
both, and this is the caveat. Here goes a little exception. So 9 times out of 10, depending on my like mental stress and how good I am about being able to relax in the evening, if let's just say I got a little weed and like some wine, or if it's a beer day versus wine or whatever, and I'm able to just, if I just know everything's taken care of, I could just fucking turn on some like a documentary or Netflix or something, then I could get inspired. But then there's days where I have to be up early and I have to like conquer the morning. And it's usually days when I have my 10-year-old and I have to drive her to school, and then I'm up. So it's like, fuck, the gym's right here. Let me stop in the gym. Boom. Let me get a game plan. Usually we have the game plan the night before. So that's like the two. Two. Yeah, it depends on the day.
So are you one or the other, or are you both as well?
I think I'm both as well, but I don't like anything too early.
Yeah.
Well, she likes to ease into the day.
Yeah, I like to ease in the day.
It got to be Ryan Seacrest.
So I like to watch, Kelly and Ryan in the morning, right? First, I start with Good Morning America while I'm breastfeeding Penny, and that's kind of how I get my scoop for the day. And I'm like, oh, that's what's going on, right? And then it's like 9 a.m. now. Penny's probably taking another nap, right? So I'll put her down. He'll finally come give me some coffee.
He'll come to life.
And then he'll come to life. And so now I'm drinking my coffee while I'm watching that. And then about 10 a.m. I'm good. I'm watching The View. That's where I get my politics information from. And because they give you just the cliff notes of it, which is what I like. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't like to, don't get on. Just tell me, get to the point. And so then by that time I'm good to go. And then it's like, what are we doing?
Right.
But I don't like to, sometimes he'll be in this like, let's go right now. And I'm
I might be hype.
He's hype. Yeah, he'll wake up
and I'm like,
like,
what the fuck? You're watching The View? What is this shit?
Yeah, I'm like,
what
hold
is this
up.
libtard?
And so for a little
leftist.
Liberal leftist.
Remember, babe, for a little while.
It's this communism shit you're watching.
I know I'm going to sound very like unsupportive.
Turn that off, you socialist.
Yeah.
No, what happened?
Unsupportive. But for a little bit, Chingo had read something where, creative people get up at the crack butt of dawn and they start their day and everything just begins. So he started this thing where he was trying to get up at 5 a.m.
What are you, Jocko Willink?
I don't know who you read that time, what book he was reading, okay?
Right.
Whatever book that was. It was a 5 a.m. thing. But then he was cranky already by 10:30.
Oh, no.
And I was like...
I need a nappy poo.
Yeah, and he was just like being like real snappy. And I'm like...
Well, what happens too is like sometimes you got too much caffeine in your system and you're going 100 miles an hour and you just can't tell that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be like boom, 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 and other people aren't keeping up. It's like, it's like, oh, I didn't like your tone on that one. It's like, I just said it regular. What the fuck are you talking about? What fucking tone? I simply said, I'm considering getting
And then finally I just said, you don't have to do everything that you read about. I said, you are not a morning person. Let's just face it. You're not a 5 a.m. person. Okay? So let's stop with that.
I don't remember what strategy.
Yeah, I don't know what you were reading at that time, but I'm telling you, it was something that he read and heard about creative people and how that's when they start their day, But anyway, my point with that is that early in the morning didn't work for him. But
so next question.
So at Brenda did it. She asked two, but I'll start with this one.
That's Brenda from Omaha.
Okay.
Oh, how do you know?
Ain't that her name? At Brenda did it.
Oh, Brenda did it?
At
Oh,
Brenda did
yeah.
it,
That's her.
So she asked two. I'll ask the shorter one first.
You saw she tried to get, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I did. I didn't want to point it out.
Hold on, Brenda who?
Yeah.
How you know?
No, rewind. Brenda who?
¿Quién es?
Brenda who from where?
¿Cómo la conoces?
A ver, luego.
How much has your friendship/relationship with Mighty Soul _lifts impacted your success and growth throughout the years?
How much has my friendship /
relationship
with
Mighty Soul
improved
your success throughout the years?
Oh, I mean, duh. Come on, somebody.
Look at Mighty Soul.
See, first
I'm waiting to get this answer. That's a great one, Brenda did it.
When I was going through my DJ phase, when I was trying to take a step back from like touring and doing rap, I was like, maybe I'll take like a little bit of a Diplo, Block Party, Lil Jon, Curator. Let me throw in some Selena, at a crunk party, and that was kind of cool. That was a nice change. And that's when I went off on her when she tried to book me for her Zumba event.
Such a funny story.
So go back to that episode if y'all want to hear that. But no, I mean, she's been a blessing in all aspects You know, that's right hand to the man. You know, everything is flourishing. I mean, our photo shoots, our little family photo shoots, you're going to see the love because we finna drop those right in time for Christmas. Just, man, her skills, like, she backs me up. Like, she's hella organized. She's on top of shit. She's, like, on some to-do lists. Cross that motherfucker out, get her done. And she's basically, like, my personal manager. On top of everything else.
Yeah.
On top of being my boo thing. On top of being my muse. She's damn near like personal manager. Like, this is a strategy. This is how to style. You know, helps me match my clothes. You know, otherwise my shit probably be mismatched.
I sent y'all a link to an organizer, and Marisol sent me an even better one. What was the one? What are they called?
And they're called passion planners.
Passion planners. I think it was dope.
Yeah,
people should look into those.
She's basically helping finishing off raising me.
At 40
yeah,
years
I'm like her little to-do project. Like, you know, I'm gonna fix this dude.
You know, I try to make things easier for him because of the way my brain works. So, and it's gonna go. This is funny because this is currently something that he's working on. But I legit suggested a backpack. Right? He was first. It started with the backpack. He was against the backpack, but I said he was always looking for stuff, and it drove me bananas. Right? But if you know where you put your stuff at all times, there's no reason for it to get lost. So I said, I really think you need to get a backpack. And mind you, he had a million backpacks that he could have used, right?
Little bullshit backpacks.
Right.
That get the job done.
But I felt like he needed to get, let me tell you why. If you get a name brand backpack or not just name brand, but a more expensive one, what do you do with expensive stuff?
You take care of it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured if it's an expensive bag, right? Or a good, you know, just a quality bag.
It could be a business expense.
It's one, it's a business expense. Yep. Yeah. I said 2, anything that you need needs to go in that backpack, right? Here's another thing I did. He's always losing chargers, right? So I specifically got chargers for the backpack only. So that backpack should only have a phone charger and a watch charger.
You said it like Dora. La pack.
Yeah, no.
Mira, hey, tu pack tiene que ser de calidad. Here's what I really like. This is a fun example, the backpack, right? Specific. Here's what I like about it. She took like a psychological approach to it. And was this. Aren't you so anxious to go to a coffee shop and write and pull out your little pencils and your laptop? Like, don't you feel so like neat and organized? And I get compliments on the fucking
and
luggage.
You did feel very neat and organized.
So I was at Starbucks, like, baby, you ready to go to Starbucks? And I had my little backpack and I put out all my little pens and my laptop and my charger, and I was like, man, I'm ready to go.
Starbucks.
See?
Yeah, but it was that psychological effect. And to me, I was like, oh, that's dope, because it's a small tweak. It's an investment. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a small tweak. And she said, you need to look like you selling tickets.
Yeah,
you out
because
here
it's
with
like,
your little Under Armour backpack.
And I'm always like, okay, which I got him the Under Armour backpack, but I
like
got him that for the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I got him that gift. But I worked like that. So I have a gym bag. Mm-hmm. I have a work bag. You know what I'm saying? So that's because, like, my diaper bag, it's the diaper bag. So all I do when I'm leaving is I check to see what's missing and we're ready to go, as opposed to having to pack the bag every time.
Yeah.
We're ready to go now. So I did go through a few, and I need to do reviews on backpacks because they have not figured out
the mom
backpacks. And, you know, sometimes for fashion purposes, they try to make them cool, but they're honestly not practical
not
to
functional.
Where I'm using the bag that I had bought for work now as my diaper bag. So
I had that same question when we first met, because you did come with a backpack, and in my head I was like, well, that's pretty cool. What made you carry a backpack around? But I just never asked. So it's funny that you just threw that in there.
Yeah, that's the reason also why I asked him to get the fanny pack that he so much did not want either.
She got me a fanny pack. It's designer. You know, I wasn't hip to the idea. You know, sometimes I play it safe when it comes to something being too metrosexual,
I'm
right?
not doing that.
It's like, man, I'm not wearing no goddamn man purse. They're gonna roast the shit out of me. And she got it, and I was like, nah. She's like, babe, why don't you wear it? You know, you'll feel so organized. Trust me. Like, you can't cram everything in your backpack, you know. But you can put your passport in there. You can put your weed.
Easy access,
Ooh,
you know.
She said weed and money and all. I was like, oh, you're right.
Like Floyd Mayweather.
So I said, let me try it. He carries his weed in his fanny pack?
He carries all kinds of shit in his backpacks, and money especially.
So, well, yeah, we don't got the Floyd Mayweather money. So I gave the fanny pack a try. I said, fuck it. My girl got it for me. I threw it on. And I put all the shit that I had in my pockets in the fanny pack. I wore it crossbody, like Pancho Villa's bullets, not cross waist. You know, I'm a G with it still. This is G code. You know, I got my resume in these streets. So I said, I'm going to wear it crossbody like Pancho Villa's bullets. And I felt so free and liberated. I was like, look at all the shit I could do with my hands.
I remember we went to Fiesta and I was like, this guy rocking the fanny pack.
Yeah, I was like, look, you know, I got all my shit in there and my hands are free. And I started coordinating outfits with the shit, like make sure my shoes and my hat match the fanny. You know, I call it the Manny pack, like Manny Pacquiao, my Sancho satchel, my player pouch. I keep fat sacks in the knapsack. But it all went to shit when we went through TSA airport. First of all, fuck TSA. And if you work for TSA, fuck you. And anybody that's affiliated with that crew record label as a staff, I don't give a fuck. Fuck TSA. You know how they make you take your shoes off and go through 80 machines? Mm-hmm. I put all my shit in the bin, including my Manny pack, you know, the player pouch. And I run it through, that bitch beep. Beep, 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 beep. The lady made a fucking scene. She just held it up. Who purse is this? Somebody purse. Somebody purse set off the machine. Somebody claimed they purse. And my girl's like, isn't that? I was like, shh. I'ma wait till she calls it what the fuck it is. Then I'ma claim my property. And she say, it's a nice purse. I don't know why nobody want to claim it. And the whole line is looking. And this post 9/11, people getting fucking scared. They're like, oh my God, it's a suspicious package. We should alert the authorities. And I was like, fuck. Finally, I was like, I waited till she said it again. She said, who purse? I said, first of all, lower your goddamn voice. Second of all, it's a player pouch. It's not a fanny pack. It's a Manny pack. And I took my shit and I accidentally flung it over my shoulder because my hands were full. And
like
I flung it like a purse by accident because my hands were full. I got my shoes in my hand. I'm in socks. And that shit really aggravated me, bro.
That is so
She had me out of character, man. You know,
that's your temper that we were talking about came out.
Street cred. Fucking up my street cred in these streets.
I remember wearing a fanny pack as a kid because I saw The Rock wearing it when his young days, remember?
Oh, yeah.
That's true. He was one of the ones that first really...
With his turtleneck. His
his high top. His hair top. What was that called, babe? The way...
Gumby?
The Gumby. It was that...
Flat top.
Yeah.
Flat
high
top. There you go.
Flat top, yeah.
So... Was that part of his wrestling?
Yeah, that was his
character?
persona. Yeah. He had the necklace, the gold necklace. You know the.
And he was The Rock.
He was The Rock. He was he was the early People's Champ.
Yeah.
It's like this is like 95 maybe.
Yeah. I remember.
Well, he looked like Bruno Mars' uncle back then.
Yes, exactly. He did.
Okay.
All right. So here's another one. At Mendoza 10. At what age did you know you were going to be an entertainer?
Man, I don't know. Look, one time in the neighborhood, a man was going around selling like family portrait packages, and my family, even though my family was going through their little issues, you know, I was having to play referee at night with my parents. They bought a family portrait package, and they let me get my little solo shots. They said, "Go and put on the little cardigan vest over a little."
Wait, so it was just y'all three, or you, or your sisters too?
I think that's a good question. But all I remember is my solo shots. Because they went ahead and changed the backdrop in the living room. They put a little waterfall. Gave me a little fly-ass airbrush waterfall in the back. A little fake log. Throw your leg up. And I was like, damn, this shit, you know. I feel like I could work this lens. I feel like I'm TV ready. I could be a young brown Macaulay Culkin, in essence. Like that charming. And really, just like when my tias and people like that would come over, I'd entertain them. I'd go get the guitar and a hat and like serenade them and shit, just like attention.
How old are you?
It might be like narcissism or being self-centered or ego. I was little. I was little as hell, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then my dad had traded. Well, I think his side of the story was mijo, I traded a very expensive toolbox for this keyboard. But I think I found out later somebody owed him money. They didn't have the money. They gave him the keyboard. What the fuck am I do with this? And he gave it to me. And I'd sit there and no training. I was just fucking around with it. But that's my answer.
That's hilarious.
It's thanks to the man in the neighborhood selling family portraits.
Oh man. At Jessim Heredia.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's listener.
Or we gave him praise last time. What is one thing in biz that you should have done a long time ago but hesitated to do?
Something in business, hesitated, that I just did, that didn't do in the past?
Yeah, you should have done it earlier. Or maybe even paid more attention to earlier. As a BIC major. You know that world pretty well. Okay. One of the things is throwing my own events sooner. Because the way we started is nobody really understood what the hell I was or what I was trying to do. So they weren't really booking me.
even though I had like a following. So I was like, fuck, everybody else getting booked. I want to get booked. I want to get paid to do this shit. And so we threw an event down like in McAllen, Texas. We rented like this big ass place. Long story short, like 700 kids showed up. It's like my first event. They're buying up all the merch. I mean, we made posters. Like I literally made a radio commercial. I'm the one putting up posters. Like I designed it myself. I went and had it printed. Like I'm doing all 10 fucking jobs. Had a lot of help. But anyway, long story short, it's like, damn, we made a whole bunch of money that night. But the goal was off. It was like, we made all this money this night. Everyone had fun. We had like a killer lineup. Baby Bash. Everybody was on that bitch. And it's like, great. Now they're going to want to book me. What a fucking idiot. It's like, dude, you should have kept doing what you were doing. But back then, there wasn't Eventbrite. The internet was like a baby version of what it is now. There wasn't Facebook to where you can like inbox a venue. So it was kind of like my hands were tied. It's like, if I don't live in these cities, how can I go recreate and reproduce the results that I did down in the valley, where I drove down, you know, got with the radio station, went up, put the posters, got there a few days early, like hit the streets, like, hey, there's a pool hall in Brownsville. How far is Brownsville? About an hour. Okay, is there a chance they might come to my event? Maybe. Okay, I'm driving to Brownsville. I'm meeting people people are coming out the club. Hey, what's up, man? I got a show on my calendar.
Damn.
So basically, believe in yourself and clarify your end goal and your vision.
That's why they always say with businesses or anything is have a mission statement.
Yeah.
Have a mission statement, stick to that mission statement, and remind yourself of that mission statement on a regular basis.
That's why for either our tour next year or a particular product line or something, I want to build into it like a give back. Mm-hmm. Like pretend that this holiday bundle had like 10% goes to like Toys for Tots or something. But maybe the 2019 tour, it's like a percentage of proceeds goes to help, you know, immigrant legal fund or whatever thing we decide. Mm-hmm. But I really want to do that. So
okay, I like that.
It's part of the mission statement.
At Adrian_432, and this actually segues perfectly. Do you think today's social media would have hurt or helped helped you out early in your rap career?
Would it have this current version
of social media? Yeah.
Would it have hurt or helped?
Yeah.
I mean, it's helping now.
Yeah.
Well, our version of social media was you had to hit the streets. You had to literally be social with people. Like you had to go, like it was grassroots. So I'm glad that I got a taste of both. I'm glad that I have all those experiences. So in a way, I guess you could say it might have hurt only because I wouldn't have that perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm going to look through some other ones. Here's just one. At ISC559, your podcast is awesome. Keep them coming. Texas born, Cali grown. I have a lot of love from Cali, man.
What's that noise? Is that the weed eater or something? Do y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is today Friday?
No, today's Wednesday.
Oh, here's one.
Should I close that window?
It's really loud in our headphones because you turned them up.
Oh, okay.
It's not
so
that
we
loud.
should be good?
Yeah.
All right. My bad. What was the question?
No, it's just a lot of love from Cali.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Great podcast. So at Horchata Sipper. Great podcast, guys. Love the energy. Y'all have talked about some books. Skinny Bitch, 4 Hour Body. What are some other self-improvement books you guys would recommend?
So
I'll tell you.
Well, I like, I really, there's a few, but like Tim Ferriss's fucking books, his shit goes hard, bro. Because he really tackles, like when it comes to self-help, which self-help, it could get boring and redundant because a lot of times you could summarize all these books down to like one sentence.
Right.
Like work hard, believe in yourself. Or stop making excuses and fucking work hard. Or whatever the thing is, stop being a little bitch, work hard. Tim Ferriss's shit, it really, they're just good reference, man. It's like he already did all the fucking research and shit. And then when it comes to creatives, I recommend The War of Art. Not The Art of War.
Right.
The War of Art, which basically shows you that anytime you're going to accomplish something great, there's going to be fear and nerves and opposition. The resistance. And the resistance is almost like the devil, like punking you in your inner dialogue saying like, man, I don't think you could do it. You're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to work. And to me, that's like a little, not like a Bible, but that's like a reference of like always have a copy because as a creative, there's gonna be shit in your life to where you might get depressed, you might get down on yourself, you might lose momentum, you might stop believing, you might be in a fucked up relationship, you might have all this other peripheral shit happening, but the principles in that book, like just imagination, and you just gotta just one page at a time, one word at a time, like you can accomplish big shit, but you got to get out of your own way.
That is such a good book, and it's such a short. It's like 90 pages. It's not even that long.
It's awesome.
I've never read it, but two that I have is called Healthy Brain, Healthy Life, and it's actually just almost the same thing. Just like how we kind of mentally will be our own, our own. No, just like our own worst enemy. Mm-hmm. Basically, we kind of stand in our own way when everything's kind of there for you and so forth. It's a really good book, but it's about a lady who was like a scientist, and she was like won all sorts of awards, but she wasn't really happy herself, you know what I'm saying? And so like she started dropping weight after she realized that she could be happy.
She got a new backpack.
So, and then there's another one called 59 Seconds. Think a Little, Change a Lot. And that one's also pretty damn good as well. That one's actually was referred by someone on Tim Ferriss's podcast. And that's almost the same thing. It's about like changing your life, little hacks of life that could make you better, pretty much. And those are two that I kind of go, I have a bookmark, so that's where I left off at. Okay. But I go back and forth between those two books because I just don't ever really have time to finish reading a book. Just like I have the Chip and Joanne Gaines book. Yeah. So I'm actually pretty far along in that book.
I think the weeder might be getting louder now.
Yeah.
And pretty soon we're going to have to probably take a break
before our doubleheader continues today. So by the time everyone listens to this, it's going to be, maybe we can wrap up with this. It's going to be the 19th, 20th when this episode drops. This first Q&A, which I think by the way it went, we'll do a lot more Q&As in the future.
Q&A episode, that sounds dope.
I like it.
It's like a specific type of theme.
It's very intimate with the guests, so maybe people can let us know on social media or whatever. We'll have a week, an episode where it's hanging with the Blings or an interview and a Q&A. So it gives them double the dose of content that week if you have the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And it breaks up the minutia of just interviews or whatever.
Yeah, man, we're in it to win it.
And we're gonna start having instead of a Dear Abby session, we're going to start doing a Dear Soli session.
Oh, because they DM her questions.
They DM me so many questions, and it's crazy.
I like it.
And so far, the people that have DM'd me for advice have approved for me to read.
I pre-approve these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes they be trying to slide in their DM.
So they've approved for me to go ahead. And obviously, no name, no nothing. We're just going to read their question, the situation, and then we'll go ahead and like answer, and then even getting feedback from the audience would be kind of cool.
So it's more of an advice type column.
Advice type column, yeah. So
who knows? Maybe you include it in the Q&A one because it's kind of cute.
So whenever we get back to it, or whenever we record the next one, I'd like to add those.
So by the time this one drops, we'll have already heard Mo. It'll be the 13th.
Mo Amer
will drop on the 13th. Would have dropped on the 13th. This one's going to drop on the 20th. And that means you guys are on vacation when people
we're here still.
Going to be going on vacation.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah, we're here next Wednesday. We're not here the Wednesday after that.
Yeah, but we're going to do 2 next week as well.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll talk about that next week. And that's it. Anything else you want to go out on? Do you guys want to wait and talk about the tour on another episode and the revamp
maybe next
website?
week? So you can go ahead and
man.
Okay, you want to release the dates? Go ahead.
We have a whole bunch of dates.
Yeah, release all the cities you're going to be in.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, if they listen to the end, shit.
Yeah, because this one drops on the 20th. So by next week, your new website will be live.
Or you can even probably, I don't want to give you too much editing, but put this shit at the beginning, perhaps.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, it is. This is the motherfucking unveiling.
We need some road.
Every year.
Here we go.
We trying to do it bigger and better. We're not slacking. We're not half-stepping. We're not half-assing. We're trying to do it bigger and fucking better. 2018 was the shit. As I approach my 5th year in comedy, we embark on the 2019 Latino as Fuck tour. Because it's unapologetic. I love that fucking title. Latino AF. And we're hitting motherfucking Salt Lake City, January 24th. All dates, all links, go to whatdidhesaid.com or chingobling.com. We're hitting Florida, West Palm Beach, January 31st. Miami, the brand new Improv, February 1st. Miami again, February 2nd. And then Midland, Texas. We're coming March 2nd. Finally, March 2nd. Again, finally, Waco, Texas. March 15th. Back in Corpus Christi, March 28th through the 30th. And then we're hitting CB Live, which is in Arizona. Correct? CB Live is in Arizona. And that is on April 4th. Tempe Improv, April 4th and April 5th and 6th. And I'm going to give you a whole bunch of more dates in the future. But don't forget Denver 420. 420. And we're there the whole weekend, so it's 418. That's one of my favorite cities.
Minus Sunday.
418 through 420, which also is Easter Sunday. But don't worry about that because y'all potheads. Y'all more potheads than y'all are Catholics. And then a whole bunch of other places, man. Tampa, Orlando, San Jose, Irvine, San Diego. We're in L.A. We're living in L.A. the whole month of June. So we're going to be living out there Airbnb style, pinche rental car with todos los huercos, all the kids, and toda la plebada. And we're hitting San Diego while we're there, Oxnard, the Hollywood Improv. It's going to be like going to work down the street. We're hitting Ontario, and that wraps up our Cali. And then we end it McAllen, Houston, Addison. Oh, shit, we got a whole bunch of shit. Portland, Raleigh, Washington, D.C., and again, Albuquerque. And I think San Antonio is pending.
No, San Antonio's cool.
Okay, San Antonio and then Tacoma. Because we can't figure out Seattle. We can't figure out Vegas. We might be able to do, maybe Detroit might be in the year 2020.
Tacoma's gonna happen. I just don't know which month just yet, but it is gonna happen.
Okay.
And San Antonio's locked.
Well, go to chingobling.com. Thank y'all so much. Chingobling.com. It's going to be the 2019 Latino as Fuck Tour. Whew. Can't wait. Stay tuned. Sas.